Hey, welcome back to a very new video. But if you're new here, my name is Katja and this channel is my online diary about thousands of lives that I want to live through music, travel, language studies, books, basically all things that I love in life. And today, it's Friday, and it's not just any Friday. It's comeback day for Sserafim with their 5th mini album already, Hot. And oh my, I just finished watching the music video for like 5 times already, and I love the intro scene with the snow because it almost looks like ash, and I believe the girl said somewhere in an interview that the snow was on accident. It wasn't supposed to be there, but it was. And I think this has been such an happy accident. Just like I said before, it looks like ash, and since of the theme of ash, I mean, there's even a song called Ash, and the Born Fire, and of course the title of both the album and the title track, Hot. It's so fitting, so I absolutely love that. I do have to say, I'm surprised by how intimate the music video looks like, because normally the skill of production is, well, Unforgiven, Anti-Fragile, and the last one, Crazy. Those were such big scale movie sets almost that I'm super surprised by this kind of music video. I mean, it's in a good way because I really like the intimate scene. I also like that there are snippets of more of the Sserafim lore, but it does make me wonder what more they possibly have in store. Not that they need to put anything extra out, if like, because they are preparing for so many things like their tour and stuff like that. But I do have the feeling not everything has been shown as of yet. Let's get back to just the music itself. I really dig the vocals. I have the feeling that this album is more in their vocal range. I mean, a lot of fans and other people and critics have said that most of their music is actually not in their vocal range. And I do have to agree, because I believe most of the girls, if not actually all of them, are in a lower register. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how you say it in their case. And I think that the genres that they're gonna try out on, or well, not just try, they have put it out on this album. The genres they are working with on this album, way better said, is more in their vocal style. And also I think it feels like it is the style after Smart from their Easy era. Not to say that other styles don't fit with them, because a lot of the songs of the Crazy era, I think that the style itself, like the rock and stuff like that, also fits them very well. But I think the overall album sound is more in what fits their vocals. Am I clear? I hope so. But this is just my first thoughts. Also, oh wait, before I forget, I love that Kazuha was the one who started off Hot. It sounded so good. We know that she has been working on her vocals for years now, because she wasn't a vocalist when she came in. She was there as a dancer. She was one of the visuals, and I like that she put in so much work with her vocals, and now she gets to shine on this song. Well, I haven't listened to the full album. I've only listened to the snippets that they put out, but I'm excited. So let's get into the rest of the album. Y'all, we really need to talk about the upcoming mixtape of Stray Kids, because I was not expecting 5 tracks in total, but here we are with the first unveil, and it's gonna be a unit song together with Changbin and I-An, Burning Tires. And this unveil so far really sounds up my jam. If you didn't know yet, I mean, I barely talk about it, but you have probably seen it sometimes in the background. I am a big Formula One fan, so this track definitely sounds like something I would enjoy immensely. Yeah, I really can't. Oh, wait, and we're blurry. We're burning the vlog. No, no, wait. Sserafim is already doing that. Anyway, yeah, really excited, really hyped. This Sunday, it's all about language studies, more specific German, because in 9 days' time, when I'm filming this, I'm gonna be heading off to Germany for a business trip. And even though my German has gotten really good, there is still a lot for me left to learn. And over here, I'm writing on these cards. This is the first time I've used these study cards, but I was like, you know what? Maybe it's actually really good for me because I can bring these along with me and then just study in the train. And yeah, I know these are some basic phrases. However, sometimes I do struggle with certain sentence structures because even though German and my native tongue, Dutch, are very similar to each other, there is still, well, a lot of differences. And I also really like to have these cards with me because even though I already know Bisbald and Bispata, I sometimes struggle incorporating things that I have learned in my daily speaking abilities. It's not all the time, but for some reason I need to connect a lot with certain structures or sentences or words before they become normal to me. I'm not the average language learner. I take a long time with a lot of things, but once certain things click, I am basically a runner. After that moment, everything goes really fast and smooth. Especially my reading is amazing nowadays in German. I love reading German books, but my speaking skills, they are still lacking, even though my understanding skills have gotten so much better. And most of the time, my speaking ability is the last language skill that comes. So yeah, I'm all here for it and I hope everything works out. Although my business trip, it's gonna be mainly in English, there are some German parts to it, so I just want to be prepared. And you know what? Language learning is the only thing you learn in life that even if you know a little, you gain so much. So that's my 2 cents on this beautiful sunny Sunday. It's Tuesday already. Like, where did the time go? But y'all, I'm obsessed with Sserafim's, their latest album. It's so good. And looking a little close to the lyrics, like, no worries, I'm gonna do a full-on essay by the end of this video. I was like, you know what? This album has so much more meaning than I was expecting it to be. Like, Le Sserafim always puts a lot of emotions and a lot of meaning and a lot of personality in their songs. But I was expecting a summary album, and that is still what we got, but there's also a different layer in that. And like I said before in the intro, I was very surprised at the beginning that the MV was very minimal. But I actually think that this is a very genius music video. Now I'm starting to understand the lyrics. I'm starting to connect the dots that they laid out in there. And it being a very minimal music video, it's very close to the girls, and literally, like, certain parts of the rooms, if you hear something in the background, there are tractors. They never let me speak. But the rooms are very small, some of them. They're either in the woods or on the beach, but other than that, the rooms are very small and darkish, and I thought it was really interesting, but it plays with the thoughts, what they are saying in the lyrics. The only note that I do have, the first two full songs on this album, so that is Hot and Come Over, they are too short. Like, why? I'm missing a bridge, and I'm just missing a hell of a lot more seconds in these videos. No, well, videos as well maybe, but in the lyrics and music, I'm missing parts. Other than that, the whole meaning of this album is so freaking good, and I'm also starting to understand why this was supposed to be a mini album and not a studio album, because I said this also in a different vlog. I was surprised that this wasn't gonna be a studio album, but now that the Easy Crazy Hot trilogy is complete, I'm like, it couldn't have been a studio album if it wanted it to be, because just with the thoughts and the process, and they are reflecting after the Easy period. Like, if you are a Fear Not or you followed the news around Sserafim last year, it was a very tough period for all the girls and for their team. And I think completing it with a mini album fits the narrative more, if that makes sense. It wouldn't have been right if it was a studio album. It's very different than their first trilogy, the Fearless, Anti-Fragile and Unforgiven era. That made sense, but this time around it wouldn't have made sense. Now looking back to it, because I was very surprised when they said it was going to be a mini album and not a studio album, but now listening to the album and actually sit there and think about it, it's just perfect. And I don't know which of the songs is my favorite. It might be Ash. It might be Come Over, because Come Over I really like that the producers, or two of the producers of Jungle, made this song. It sounds incredible, and I think it fits Le Sserafim, the group in general, very well. It also feels very much in line after Easy and Crazy, that they learn a complete new dance style again. And with Hot, I mean, it is different. The focus is more, even though this dancing is great, y'all, but the focus is way more on the lyrics rather than the dance. And Come Over, I just also love how happy everyone looks, especially Chaewon. She is shining in this song, or so far what I've seen when they are going on shows. It looks amazing. I also love the fits. It's very 90s/80s coded, and it suits the girls so well. Anyway, maybe you heard something down here. Well, I just got a package, and yeah, don't worry, I will talk way more about Hot by the end of this video. But first up, I have a Jellycat haul. Y'all, last week a lot of things went for sale, and well, not for sale as in you know what, this frustrates me about languages, because if I would say for sale in Dutch, it means, oh, it's stocked up, it's on the shelves. But for sale in English, I have the feeling it's mostly like, oh, there's a sale going on. No. There was a new stock hitting Jellycat, the online web shop, and some of you probably know what's definitely gonna be in here, because it was something that I was hoping to get in London, but I didn't. So I had to wait either to go back to London, and that was never gonna happen, because when they are gonna do the restock in London, that's when I will be in Germany, like I said, on Sunday. But I was like, you know what, hopefully they will come on online, and it did. It hit the shelves, the online shelves, and here we are. I have a bag full of things from Jellycat. Yeah, I have a slight obsession for Jellycat. Maybe. I just think some of those are so freaking cute, and I really just like it, okay? Why am I explaining why I like Jellycats? everyone who's watching right now and thinks it's cute, they understand it. The girls will get it? Get it. Anyway, let's just open up and see what I got, because I got a few pieces. First off, oh yeah, I individually let it wrapped, got a dust bag, and the reason why is because I got some seasonal items, and whenever it's out of season, I will just get it back in the dust bag and then I will save it for the next time. So I did that with my Halloween bunny that I also got from Jellycat, and I will put it on the on my shelves again in September, but yeah, right now it's just somewhere else. And so the theme that's gonna be going on here, well, you know what, you will see it. You will see. I will explain later. First, dust bag. What's got? Ooh, it's a pretzel. Like over a year ago, I saw that they had the big pretzels, and I was like, whoa, that one is really big. But then I saw that they were gonna have a keychain of it, and look at it. It's so cute. And as someone who loves to go to Germany, I thought, yeah, I need to have it. I think it's so cute. It's so soft. Whoa, the keychain. It's really sturdy. Does the label say something funny? No, just a museable pretzel bag charm. Well, it's so freaking cute. So soft. What's next up? Oh, what is in here? I mean, I know what I got, but wait, you're so much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. What the? What? It's a croissant. Whoa. I'm so glad I got this size. They had the small and the medium, but I was like, I saw on videos that the big one was really big, and I was like, I don't think it will suit the theme that I have in mind very well. So yeah, I got the croissant. Okay, so one of the reasons why I got the croissant, like, I already knew that I really wanted to get the pretzel, but I was like, you know what? I can use these kind of things when I make photos for my language studies for my social media to make it look cute and everything, and it's very me, I personally think. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, here I am justifying my purchase. You know what? This is cute. It's so soft. And yeah, of course, when I study French, this is the one I will put online with the photos. My name is Small Amusable Croissant. Small. The big one is really big then, right? I mean, this is already like an actual life-size croissant. I think it's perfect. So cute. Okay, up next. This was something I was really excited about to get, just because I know I won't make it to see it in real life. And you probably know what I'm gonna talk about. It's the pink macaron. I was really hoping to go to the Jellycat patisserie in Paris, but I was like, yeah, I really don't know when I will be able to make it to Paris and if it's still available. So when I saw that the macaron was hitting the shelves, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get her. So again, this is also for my language studies to put in the background and photos, but also I really want to get it because I have been to Paris in the past, but I just simply don't know if I will be able to get it at the patisserie. So it's cute. Oh, it looks so great. I mean, now it feels a little bit out of order, as in the macaron is so much smaller, supposed to be so much smaller than a croissant. So maybe the big one would have made more sense, but you know what? I think this is really cute. And then the next thing, that is the one that I was hoping to get in London, but here we are. So excited. Okay, so this is the true reason why I made this big purchase, big order. It looks so good. It's the teapot! So the theme that was going on in this order was food related things of when I'm traveling. So England, Germany and Austria, and then France. I love it. I love it so freaking much. It is a little bit smaller than I expected it to be. I mean, now my croissant looks really out of order, I guess. But then again, I mean, the teapot only is for me, so only I don't know. I don't need so much water for just one person if it would have been an actual real life size. But still, it's quite big in a way. Like, it's really squishy. It's so cute. Does it say something on the tag? Oh yeah, my name is Amusable Vicky Teapot. So this is the only one that has an actual name besides... Oh no, this one is called Mia. Mia de Macron. So freaking cute and so soft. So what I'm planning to do is, hopefully in this vlog, fingers crossed I can make it, is to make a shelf dedicated to language studies and my Jellycats. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, I need to figure out the spacing. Anyway, that was the haul. Look at all these cutie patooties together. Yes, I know, the fries over here look a little bit weird. I mean, it looks like a tea party with the macaroon and the croissant, and then you have fries. But then again, you know what? It's all food and amusable related, so I think it's good. And also, so I got this plate because I wanted to have the teapot a little bit higher up so the legs would stand out and whatnot. And I got this, ooh, what's the English name for this? You know, like a cuppy thing. And I was like, if I turn it over and then put the teapot on top, it looks so nice. Yeah, I love it. Welcome to the wrap part of this video. And y'all, right before I started filming this, I was like, am I not wearing the exact same thing as when I started this video? I believe I was. I was wearing my Taylor Swift merchandise. But then again, it's actually a month later than when I started filming this. Just because I needed some time to write this essay, and I was also going through this backlog of things that I still had to film. But here we are. We made it. We made it to the part of the video that I'm gonna talk about Les Sserafim's Hot. So the essay name this time is Why Les Sserafim's Hot is the Anthem of Easy Crazy Hot Trilogy. We now know that this is the end of a trilogy, and I'm super happy. Not necessarily like, oh, it ended and I'm sad about that, but at the same time we also knew that it was supposed to happen. So fun fact, I'm actually filming this after their tour started, and I want to talk about it a little bit because they did their ending ments on day 2, and it was so beautifully written, and they really wrote about, well, this era, this particular trilogy, the haze that they got. And I thought it was very sincere of them to also talk about how they felt at the time when the hate train happened. And Junjun even said, like, I did not know anymore what was real and what was fake, just because, well, what happened at Coachella 2 years ago was basically that everyone attending and seeing them live, they were ecstatic about their performances, But then back home in Korea, the headlines started to appear like, they are the worst, and what are they even doing there on stage? So they heard two stories and they didn't knew what to do with it. And so many things after that happened that escalated, and luckily they found themselves back again in the crazy era. But only now, after the concerts, we know that the comment sections on Instagram, they are up again. We are able to comment on their post again, and this truly signals the moment that Sserafim is done. They are done with this trilogy. They love the music that they made, but it's also a chapter that had to be closed. Also for their mental state and being. And the girls even were wondering like if they were still gonna exist after everything that happened, the hate train, and what more happened. I mean, if you are a little bit into the K-pop news, then you probably know. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not a news channel, so I'm not gonna do that, but I am super happy for them that the trilogy ended, and it definitely ended on a high note. They got the final say. And you know what, let's just get into the album and why I believe that this is the anthem of the album. So at first, Le Sserafim let the fire consume them. The name of the album is also hot, so that makes sense. But then they became the fire themselves. This album portrays the fire as a double-edged sword. It destroys, but it also forges. What is unique about the way Le Sserafim approached this is the way they didn't just follow the standard Phoenix lore, like rising from the ashes. No, they were the flames that created those ashes, meaning they are no longer at the mercy of the flames, they are now the flames. They didn't just survive it, they are invincible. They can no longer be burned because they are the heat, the danger and power. The shift happens in hot. The negativity, like I just talked about, don't bother them anymore. It fuels them. With the lyrics, I'm burning hot, they are saying that they own the fire. And this whole album is a different part of their thinking process, basically. And I think that is really interesting how they talk about that. Actually, you know what? This was the start of the essay, but let me get to the back. So, the back of the essay. Just because I wrote in a little section about the Easy Crazy Hot trilogy, and then I will talk more about Hot, why it is the anthem, and then we can get into the songs a little bit more. So, at first, like I said before, I believe, when I was also wearing this shirt, I was surprised when it was announced that this was going to be a mini album, because the other trilogy consists of 2 mini albums and a studio album. But then I thought longer about the message of this whole album. Why would they take more than a mini album to explore the theme? They said what they needed to say about the subjects, and now they're ready to move on. We're gonna get into the subjects a little bit later. It is interesting to me that already from the start of the Easy era, they knew that the next albums would be crazy and hot, and that the album in itself still contains messages of things that are recent. That truly blew my mind. But that could also be a case of last minute decisions. Like, they already knew what was going to happen in each album, somewhat, but then they made last minute calls by finalizing the lyrics later. However, how does this trilogy tie all together? Well, do we remember what Le Sserafim said in the Easy trailer? Good bones. Easy, crazy, hot, I can make it. Safe to say now, they made it. Maybe before releasing the different parts of the trilogy, they didn't know what was gonna happened to them along the way. And there were even doubts if they were gonna survive it. But they did, and now they will move on to a new chapter. Hot is the anthem. Whatever happened along the way, if the team and Sserafim themselves already knew the themes of the albums beforehand, I do not think that they already knew at the start of the Easy era that Hot was going to be the anthem of the trilogy. Hot is about survival, it is about transformation, owning your own path and reclaiming the narrative. And as a fair nod, I do have to say I got very teary-eyed many times while writing this essay. They are artists in the purest of forms, being fearless about using their pain as their strength. They made it and they became the flame. So this album really stood out to me in a very different way than all their other albums stood out to me, because they never put the message, or not always put the message in plain sight with them. It's always hidden in the lyrics, it's hidden in the meaning of certain other aspects of the music, and that is what made this album even more interesting, because they went against the norm of what people would think what hot means. You would expect more sensual, more screaming, more a harsher tone of creating this album, but they didn't. Like, so for example with Hot, let's get to Hot. Can I find it? Yes, I can. Oh yeah, it's quite a big piece that I wrote about Hot. So I will just go quickly through every song, but I will of course put a link to my blog / essay down below so you can read everything in your own time. But what I thought was really interesting, like they went against the norm and they have embraced and controlled the flame already with Hot. And a controlled flame won't hurt anything. It will keep you warm and light up your surroundings. That's the kind of hot that they want to convey. And also they are unbothered now by all the noise, hate, and so on. I thought it was really strong from them. I was not expecting this kind of track, but I was like, it makes so much sense, because why would you put hate after the hate that followed you, or that the hate that was put on you? They don't conquer it. They became the flame as well, like I said in the intro of this. It's really interesting the way how they've done that. And also, okay, I really want to get into the Bonnie and Clyde line, because I was first like, why? But I need to get into the music a little bit before that. The pop track incorporates rock and disco elements that enhance this catchy melody. These musical elements further emphasize the lyrics, which express the passion of sacrificing everything for the person or something they love. Everything Sserafim does, they will go all for it. Basically saying, we are going crazy for it. I love the little references. And they enhance this statement by talking about Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde is often used to describe a couple that is extremely loyal and willing to do anything for each other, even in the face of danger. In this instance, it's another way of saying the phrase ride or die. Did you know that came from this? From Bonnie and Clyde, by the way? I did not know this before searching up everything. So the ride or die, this comes back around, but in other words, in the last song of this album, So Cynical Badoom. And yes, we're just gonna go, this review is all over the place, I'm so sorry. But the thing is, with So Cynical Badoom, this is basically the closing statement of the Easy Crazy Hot trilogy. An open invitation and a message to Fernand that Sserafim is going to start a new chapter with the question, are you ready with us? Basically, you are our ride or die. Besides that, this song feels like the final exhale after the storm aka Hate Train, it's not about proving anything anymore, it's about moving forward and having fun. It also explores how pressure from society to appear aloof, as well as a desire to protect oneself from pain in relationships, causes people to develop a pessimistic view of life, as well as a lack of emotional vulnerability in relationships. Through the song, the Fimmies encourage the listener to start taking risk, to stop hesitating, and to start being more honest and true to oneself, so the listener can truly enjoy life and make the most of the opportunities they have. This message is underlined by the repeating heartbeat, ba 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 ba, doom, which not only ties the track together but also represents being open with your emotions. So this album is actually really cohesive because everything comes back again and around like crazy, but also the easy part. And I like how each song on this album highlights different parts of another song on the album. Did that make sense? Please tell me it made sense. I'm always taking so long to do this. But I also love it because I just love storytelling, and the way how the Sserafim and their team does it is outstanding. So let's get to Come Over. First up, I love that two of the producers of the British band Jungle were included in this song. Like, it really sounded amazing. And I like how this song is an invitation in a teasing and calling out way to all of those who hesitated about Le Sserafim. Again, rather than screaming, the Fimmies have fun with this song by having created one of the most jaw-dropping choreographies. Like, they're like, just come over, you know? And then do their dancey dance. Oh, it's so good. It's so fun because at first I was like, has Come Over a deeper meaning? But it actually really does. And it's so playful because they don't want to spread hate. They want to have fun with whatever they're doing. And Ash, oh yeah, this one really goes deep. I love that. I believe Junjin, she is one of the lyricists. I believe all the members were part of this album also in the lyricist way, and also of course Junjin the producer. But she really wanted to focus on the moment between life and death, but also the pain that comes with that. And she mentioned that you can't experience relief when you haven't fully embraced suffering. Ash is not just about that pain, it's about embracing that as well. To step into the fire willingly, only by doing so, this transformation, called Ash, will happen. This song is a story of fire, surrender, and power. However, it is with the protagonist whose surrender is intentional. I thought that was really interesting. That there's no fear, it's only full acceptance. It's the art of honoring the pain. The whole album plays with contradicting, like I said before, the expected emotions. They are not broken, neither angry. They sound steady and very much the most them since they started out as a group. Because this is their story. With this album, the Fimmies became alchemists, since even in the flames, they left their mark as stated in the lyrics. The flames can't consume them. They walk through them untouched and are invincible. Y'all, they really made a statement with this album. I am scared that it can be overlooked because none of, how do I say it? It's not an anti-fragile. It's not an airworm. So they definitely did a very different delivery, but they really stayed close to their own personal story. And I think that is the most important thing that they could have done for this album. And nevertheless, these songs are still bangers. They are not an anti-fragile kind of thing, or something like that, or crazy. Crazy was really crazy. But I love how they made their own statement and stayed true to themselves, and they didn't went into a screaming contest. No, this is hot and this is the anthem of this trilogy, but also the anthem how they are currently embracing life. And at the same time, they are also on their way for the next chapter of Le Sserafim. Even though they are currently on tour, I do think this signifies as their new chapter. And I couldn't be more happy for them. I'm super duper excited with the future might bring, but first off their tour. I really hope that I can see them on tour. Fingers crossed that they will come over to this part of the world. Maybe it's already announced by the time this goes up, but yeah, that was it. I'm really grateful for this album. It has been on repeat ever since. And please let me know what your thoughts are on this album and share them down below. Anyway, have an amazing day and I hope to see you next time around.